Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV! Ready for some more dungeons? I am. My belly is full of food and Gatorade. So I'm ready to go. You almost got it. I believe in you. Okay, where am I going? Eastern Town Line, right? No, Southern. Ah, there it is. Where's the other place at? Hang on. Oh, yeah. Right. You know what? If we have to go to Corthus, we have to go to Gwydonia. And there's another dungeon in Gwydonia that I have to do. But I can't do that unless I pick it up in Uldaw. And the quest should be by this entrance here when I get inside. Peo Rayo looks as though he has seen a ghost. Ah! Huh? Why, you're Byrnjolf Nordin, the famous adventurer. Thank the gods for bringing you here. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Peo Rayo, one of the many faceless adventurers struggling to make their way in Eorzea. Forgive me if I sound bitter. I don't begrudge you your renown. Your superiority as an adventurer was obvious to me long before you became a household name. Our paths crossed near Sastasha, you see. Hard to believe we moved in similar circles back then. Speaking of which, do you perchance remember having met a conjurer named Ida around that time? We used to adventure together, she and I, and two others. Our little group didn't last very long, though. Things fell to pieces when Avir, our leader and Ida's fiancé, met his end in the Tamtara Deepcroft. Harsh words were exchanged, and we all went our separate ways. Since then, I've been getting by on my own. And as we know, one of those members ended up joining the Scions. And she told me about how she was in love with Avir. And yeah, now she's dead. Since then, I've been getting by on my own. Truth be told, I hadn't planned on seeing any of my former comrades again. But then this letter arrived from Ida, containing an invitation to her wedding. Now, I know what you're thinking. I should be happy for her. And I was, until I noticed the name for her groom-to-be. It was none other than Avir. What's more, the venue for the ceremony is to be the Tam Torah Deepcroft, the very place the poor fellow died. Something isn't right, I tell you. Now, in the letter, Ida wrote that Leovine, that's the fourth member of our group, had already agreed to attend. They chanced to meet each other recently, from what I could gather. Not knowing what to make of it all, I thought it wise to consult Leovine about the whole strange affair before replying. But last I heard, she joined the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and I didn't have the first idea how to go about tracking her down. Not until the greatest scion of them all appeared, that is. Could you tell me where I might find her? I'm afraid she's passed. In the lickyard of the Church of Saint Adama Landama? I'm sorry, I don't... Slain in an Imperial raid, you say? By the 12, I had no idea. When did this happen? While the Black Wolf still lived? Then how can it be that Leovine met Ida recently? God, I don't know what to believe. Sounds like we might have necromancy. Or a crazy person who's seeing things. If it isn't too much to ask, I would be most grateful if you'd show me Leovine's grave. We didn't always see eye to eye, but she had a good heart, and if she's truly... Well, I need to pay my respects. Please, meet me at the lickyard. Well, I have to head in that direction anyways. Perfect. I'd be much obliged if you could show me Leovine's grave. Alright. Come, my little sucky best friend. Let's go. Hold on. We're missing a companion in our adventure. Jeff, to me! Hi, my name is Jeff and I'm a cute little carbuncle. Oh, it's a bird. That's not. Hang on, I want to see something real quick. I have like dash cam footage playing on the background on my TV. So a UPS truck nearly turned on top of another semi truck because they were about to miss their exit. The tombstone has been knocked over, and the earth before it disturbed. So this is where poor Leovine now lies. Well, or did. What's the meaning of this? Not only is her grave filed, her body's gone? Who could have done this? Oh no. Could it have been Ida? The more I think about it, the more it makes... Well, I was going to say sense, but gods! I will try to explain. To the rest of us, our little party of 4 was but a means to riches and glory. Such things as adventurers seek, but to Ida it was her life. She blamed herself for Avir's death, and to our shame we agreed with her, though we knew full well we were all to blame. And then we left her where she stood with her fiancé's head for the company. Ah! How could we have been so heartless? Small wonder if the poor girl has been driven from her wits. But what's done is done. All we can do is admit to our mistakes and make amends as best we can. Avir is gone, and so is Leovine. But Ida refuses to accept it. She won't let go of the past. I know not what she means to do in Tamtara, but it can't lead to no good end. I think I said that wrong. But it can lead to no good end. I will attend this wedding and try to restore her to her senses. I would be much reassured if you could accompany me, Byrnjolf. As Avir once did, so too does Ida look up to you. She may not listen to me, but she may yet heed the words of someone she admires, and failing that... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. If we hurry, it need not come to that. Please meet me at the Tamtara Deepcroft. Together, we'll put an end to whatever madness Ida is planning. Was there paying respects to her grave even though she's not there anymore? You know, it's a shame you can't use things you learned throughout the game when you meet certain characters. Like when you talk to Leovine. I'm going the wrong way. Oh no, I was going the right way. Wow, that was lucky. Yeah, I could tell him what Leovine had told me before she died. Welcome to the stately ruin that was, and is, the sunken temple of Karn. What a relief they actually sent someone who's been here and knows the drill. The twins, they can be a little overbearing. They'll need some of that imperiousness soon enough. Though when it falls on them to run the concern, in case you didn't know, those two are the chairman's progeny. Them and Miss Neneko. You will find it much changed within, thanks to those fool robbers. Take care, but not so much that you cannot make haste. Anyways, I know there's going to be letters in the Tam Tartar Deepcroft. At least I think there should still be. But I don't think I'll have the time to read them because I'll be in a party with other people. If I were a higher level, then maybe I would do it solo. But I don't feel confident doing a level 50 and a level 60 solo. Crazy how they made this an NPC one. It's not a story dungeon. So I find that quite fascinating. Oh yeah, so I finished reading Between Two Fires in pretty much one day. I meant to record an episode of this game to finish off these dungeons here. But I just got so engrossed in the book that I just cannot put it down. It's so good. And it reads so much better than the Dead Space book I was trying to read. And just gave up, gave way like near the beginning. It just, like, I can't really pin down what was wrong with the Dead Space book. But it felt like it read really crappily. Way worse than the Between Two Fires. And it's definitely a book I recommend reading. If you don't mind foul language. Ah! Hello there. Damn, that was like a silent shot. I didn't even hear anything from them. From them. Yep, there they go. Off on the egg. Finally. You know, looking at all these dash cam footage, it reminds me of a time when I was a little kid. I was in Portland with my grandparents. We were heading to Portland, Oregon. We were heading towards Seaside, Oregon. And we were nearly killed by a semi-truck on one of those, like, bridge highways. You know, like how they, oh, how do I describe it? It's just huge, windy bits of interstate that goes, like, above, underneath. Where it's, like, not sure how best to describe it. But yeah, a semi-truck nearly missed its exit. Well, pretty much missed its exit and turned on top of me and turned on top of us. Are you lying? Oh my god, the healer almost died. But yeah, we were nearly crushed by a semi-truck trying to change lanes. I did not mean to do that. Where'd the base come from, and why did I catch aggro? Leave me alone. Okay, sunsphere. Let's grab that. I don't know what it is. I'll grab it anyways. Oh, they have the Shadowbringer's armor. Is the tank doing okay? They have their grid on. I don't know why they're having trouble with that girl. Oh, the healer's a mentor, it looks like. Ooh, lovely. Tomb Raider. Oh, oh. Ooh, K-Tank? Got to do that. Whoa! rolling ball is. Oh, okay. Oh god! Oh, he's missing his head this time. Oh, I didn't need to do that. But yes. Oh, dead bodies. I know those are supposed to be the looters. Wait, why is everything aggroed on me now? Whoa, where the hell come from? Big stuff like that. Yeah, I got a viper on my ass. Oh, I've been petrified. Have I been Petrified mid-action. Had my arms up. Ow. Moon Spear. Somebody else got it, I think. Ooh, we have a Sabbath Tender next. Up the stairs we go. Aha! The Sabotender! He has gained allies. No idea why he's just dancing. Oh. A wipe. That's why he was just standing there. I didn't realize there was a person standing there. Please help our companions. Alright, well. First we need to figure out how to beat this guy. people up ahead. Oh, Tomb Raiders. You did not properly aggro them. My precious. Oh no, he was Golem. Ah, he got turned around. Solve the magic trap. Why are they both on me? I thought you had them, Tank. And then they both spawned. Yeah, do you realize we have a ranged weapon, right? So you can aggro other enemies. Question, did I accidentally call the armor Shadowborn armor? I meant to call it Shadowbringer armor. Final boss, Lalafuto. Should I be worried? Oh yes, I should probably be worried. Saw that coming. Not reacting. Okay. Oh, well, somebody became a mummy. Funny. The tank became the mummy. Dig in the red mage. Crap. We did it. GG. We have survived somehow. We have saved the girl. Holy shit, I got 3 player commendations. Wow. You're the one who caused all that commotion, aren't you? 12-6. Walk softly. Oh, that was her. Sorry, just give you a deep manly voice, pretty much. Non-intrusive first, and systematic always. Never forget. Now then, who are you? One of the apprentice haulers? Yes, I'm Neneko, but why would anyone be looking for me? What? Ancient traps have been triggered? I had no idea. I alone ventured into the deepest section of the temple, for the work there requires the most delicate of touches. I was completely oblivious to the commotion until you came. What of the members of my expedition? Please tell me they are safe. Scarcely any survivors? Gods be good. I had known that we were come to a dangerous place, but all those lives. But this is neither the time nor the place for mourning. Let us quit this place. I have a duty to notify our backers of this incident. Meanwhile, might I ask you to go and tell Popo and Ciese that I am fine? Oh, I have to go back to Ul'dah again. No! Where am I going? I was not paying attention. Ugh, look at that texture. Is that outside the map? Yeah. Yes, where's Neneko? You'd better have good news, or I'll let my brother do this his way. My dear brothers, I've worried you, haven't I? I am sorry, but as you can see, there's nothing to be concerned about. Neneko! Neneko! We've been so worried about you. We'd feared the worst. It's so good to see your face. I must thank you again, good adventurer. After we parted ways, I sent for a search party, and we were able to rescue the survivors. Neneko, from now on, I'm going to accompany you on all expeditions. Those Beladians were real bastards about booby traps. It's not safe for you alone. Brother, she won't be alone because I'm going with her. Brothers, you forget your duty. Your place is with the concern. You are right that the temple is dangerous, but I can make it safe. All you need is to believe. We must look at the causes, the twin causes, of today's incident. The people's belief that within lie magical relics, and that the ruins are now safe to traverse. Those temple raiders are already telling tales of deadly ancient traps in every tavern, but we'll let it be known it's no ordinary danger that awaits. The Order of Nordin has agreed to vehemently deny that the temple's relics are cursed, and tales of looters found horribly dead afterwards are baseless. That should give instant credence to the opposite and end the looting, for a while at least. Neneko, you're brilliant! I may be the strongest one, but you've got the goods upstairs. Right you are about our sister, puny brother, and I'm not going to stoop to stating the obvious. They say history is the gristle of the past, but in these ruins, the past is flushed out again. That is what I love about this work. I won't let the raiders despoil the place. The ruins are not a mine, to be dug and blasted for gil. If they want gold or gems, let them join the Miners' Guild and toil for them. One thing about being really, really full of food makes you really tired. Isn't this a geyser? Maybe not. I thought there used to be a geyser over here. Oh, it's right there. A Lullifilin thaumaturge? Just so happens a fellow like that went into the deep croft not a minute ago. There was a young lady with him, dressed head to toe in white. The last was all smiles and giggles, like a maiden on her wedding day. But your friend looked stiff as a board. Can't say I blame him, though. Crypts do strange things to the best of us. You mean the head inside as well, do you? Well, take care you don't wake the dead, eh? Yeah, very funny. Oh, it's synced. So I can't do it alone. Maybe I'll have time to backtrack to read the letters? Ah, man. Ooh. That is... Oh, boy. Oh, that's painful to see. Why is it saying... Man, I can't believe I already went past the first week of vacation. I'm already on my second. Not looking forward to going back to work next Saturday. Because I have no idea how many changes have been made while I was away. Because I remember the last time I went on vacation for multiple weeks. And I came back and they're like, we totally changed your shift, Tanya. And now I'm working these days at these times. And you're going to be here instead of there. And it's like, why? You know, After watching a lot of dash cam videos, I have to agree with Not Just Bikes about how more lanes is a really, really bad idea. Because I'm just seeing how really, really reckless drivers are when there are more lanes. Sure, if there's a smaller amount of lanes, they will still drive recklessly. But at least there's less room for them to do it on. I hope that made sense. But I do wonder if there should be a size limit for shoulders. So people don't drive on the shoulder to pass people. Oh, come on. I'm guessing the DPS decided to AFK. Oh, 2 summoners. Nice. Oh, and we have a scholar too. We have all the books. Folio. He can be a lawyer. Another folio. Leavine. Oh, right. I'm supposed to let those hit the zombies. I remember now. told them she was weird. Folio? Oh god, I was in that. That was that thing that was making me bleed. I had not realized. question is, can I go back? No, I cannot. Oh, God. Maybe if I hit the home? Ugh. Oh, Avir, what has become of you? Look, Avir, all these people have come to make you a gift of their souls. Isn't that kind of them? Even Byrnjolf is here. Now your dream of becoming like him can come true. Oh yeah, I remember that. Where are our witnesses? The ceremony can't begin without them. Whoa, lady! The wait is over, my love. All you have ever dreamed of is right here. To have and to hold, for better or worse, for richer or poorer. Sickness and in health. To love and to cherish till death do us part. But you have part. He is already dead. This is not him. Does she have tummy cake or is she about to cast me out? Whoa, I'm bleeding. What have you done? Avir, no. here she goes. With an evil look on her face. So, I finally mustered the courage to speak with your hero, my love. Byrnjolf is as kind and wise as he is brave and strong. He listened attentively as I told him all about you, about us. Though he is a man of few words, or perhaps because he is, everything he said seemed to inspire me. Though he may be a man of few words, or perhaps because he is, everything he said seemed to inspire me. Why, his gaze alone instilled me with a confidence I never knew I had. Truly, I feel better prepared to face the future for having met him. How right you were, my love. I want to read her descent into madness. Scarcely a week has passed since we returned to the village, and already I cannot help thinking it was a mistake. There was a time when this place seemed just large enough, but having seen the wider world, it all feels so insufferably confined that I often find myself struggling for breath. I know that is the same for you, my love. The only time I feel truly alive is when I am adventuring with you. We are as caged birds in this backwater. So long as we remain here, we will never spread our wings and soar. So let us take to the road and create a lifetime of wonderful memories together. So she kept the head and talked to it like it was still alive. Ugh. I'm not touching that treasure coffer. I could not have hoped for a more romantic first visit to Mordona. The crystals that pierced the landscape glowed in all their majesty, as if to celebrate our future together. And as we lay by Silver Tear Lake, watching the waves lapping at the shore, the sun took its leave behind the horizon, that we might enjoy a moment of intimacy. I want us to be together forever. You first said these words to me years ago, and you said them to me again tonight. I am so happy to be with you. Yeah, you definitely went insane and started hearing things. Did we end up leaving Levine's body down here? Did it end up disappearing after he killed her? Oh, re-killed her? You have been looking deathly pale of late. The scorching heat of Thanalan does not agree with you. You were never fond of hot climes, and it was a mistake to come here. Let us make for Corthus, where the bracing air will put roses on your cheeks. She thinks the head is alive. I know. It is not easy being without a body. I promise to find one for you. But you must have patience. You are my husband-to-be, and there is nothing I would not do for you, so please have faith in me. Give me time, my love, and I shall make you whole again, as ye make me. Uh-oh, she's got to make him whole. Oh no! Somebody call Isaac Clarke. Get him down here. I am sorry to keep you waiting, my love, but we cannot afford to compromise. Not where your new body is concerned. Ordinary adventurers die often enough, leaving their ordinary corpses. But if you are to be like Byrnjolf, we cannot settle for anything less than extraordinary. But a strong body requires an equally strong soul, as I recently discovered. Now you are probably worried that strong souls are rare, and so they are. But never fear, for we can create one ourselves. All we need is a plentiful supply of the weaker kind, and they are common indeed. Be patient, just a little longer, my love, and all will be as you desire. No pages around here. With the nigh endless supply of bodies here, I will make you well again, my love. Then we shall be wed as man and wife, and forever be joined as the gods intended. Of course, it is only fitting that a proper ceremony be held, with guests in attendance. I will send out invitations to all our friends. They will be so happy for us, I have no doubt they will jump at the chance to part with their souls. And then she was going to kill their friends as well. I should be collecting these. I guess that was it. I wonder if she written all this in blood. It's finally over. With that, it could have been different. But what choice did we have? Let this be my last act as an adventurer. If I've done quite enough harm as it is, I mean to go home and live out my days in... Huh? No, it can't be. And this is always the scariest part. Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't know why, but that part always scares me in this game. So what comes first? The event here or the event in the Palace of the Dead? Because she is in the Palace of the Dead. But I don't know much of the lore there because I've never done Palace of the Dead. I've done like maybe a few floors, saw her, and then never ended up coming back to it because I was busy doing other things with the story. Maybe I'll do some stuff with Palace of the Dead sometime. It'll be like its own separate recording and all that. And apparently you can do it solo too, which I don't know if I would want to do that. Seems like a bad idea to me. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Also need to do the Crystal Tower, Pommets Coil. There's so much I have to do. I went the wrong way. I'm not supposed to be in here. Byrnjolf Nordin, ye have come to lend us your strength. House Durender is in your debt. You will rejoice with us to know that the Battle of the Stone Vigil has finally begun. The first wave has already breached the outer defenses and entered the keep. As depraved a foe as the Dravanians are, they have a certain cunning. The place teems with unbelievers, who gladly embrace death merely to deny us a form of advance. We came to slay dogs and are bred by nits. There are graver matters still. After our first wave stormed the keep, the enemy sealed the breach behind them. The vigil headgate is now a welter of molten iron and stone sharper as a headsman's axe. We can no longer send reinforcements by land. The danger is great, but we must go by air. I shall lead the second wave, and would have you join your strength to ours. Sir Netherlane awaits you near Stone Vigil itself. I shall join you as soon as I have seen to the airships. Hail, Byrnjolf. Lord Drillimon sent word. The airship will not be long in coming. And then we charge. All White Brim front knows your name, Byrnjolf Nordin, who penetrated the Stone Vigil's defenses. Why, to this very day, I remember the cheer that rang out when we'd heard you'd laid Isgibin low. Your presence here is tonic, pure tonic for the troops. Too long have the damned dragons desecrated our keep. Alone willing, the Stone Vigil shall return to Ishgard before this day is out. There's a bird going nuts outside. That's my succubus. Now, I remember there being a part to this dungeon that I didn't really like that much. So, hopefully we don't encounter any problems. You know, I actually need to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to withdraw for a sec because I don't want it to end up joining me in the middle of me being in the bathroom. I'll be right back. Yay! Hey. They angled their image so they had like a little funny mustache. Gee, you want to run in front of the tank? Pretty sure this was originally the first boss fight right here. It kind of looks like it. Oh, this time now the wyvern comes down to fight us. Actually hurt me even though I wasn't even in the AoE. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. We should have killed that thing. I can't receive any more Allegan tombstones because I'm full up on them. Fire the Bertha. So the point of that fight, you're supposed to keep the knights alive while manning the cannon. But you're also supposed to defend each other as well. But nobody's paying attention to defend you. Or defend one another, I mean. Well, it doesn't go so well. And there's supposed to be special shots you use to stun the enemy from doing something that would hurt the knights. Final boss. And that doesn't really look much like a dragon, but is a dragon, I guess. Did I really not do that? Oh yeah, there's two of them now. GG! Good job, team. Pass. I was hoping that there might be maybe a minion or a musical thing in there. But nope, there was nothing. Nothing. Byrnjolf, I am glad to see you safely returned. By the grace of the Fury and the aid you have given us, we have taken back what is ours. Yet surely ye saw what the Dravanians left in their wake. A ruin. A blood-crusted eye in need of much physicking before it can resume watch over the dragons. It will be long and hard work to rebuild the stone vigil. Long and hard. One battle ends, another begins, or war is a holy one. But there is no rest for the pious except in the arms of the Fury herself. Never shall be depleted the ranks of Ishgard's glorious dead. Never shall the prayers of the righteous be in vain. The dragons will perish. This I swear by the swords whole and broken. And looks like I'm free up from the dungeons for now. Yay. Now what? You know what? Instead of ending the episode now, how about I make my way over to Ul'dah? There's a quest there I want to have a look-see at. No, it's not the Hildebrand one. I'll do that in a separate episode. Or episodes. But here, we knocked off quite a bit of stuff. I think we did a good job. I do wonder if I should stop in Ul'dah, not Ul'dah, I mean Gridania for a moment to pick up a few things. I have so many tombstones, but there's a couple things I can actually grab. I wonder if any of my friends are here. Possibly. Oh, yeah, right there. Just leaving at the moment. And that looks like it's Thal, the musician. That used to be an elf, then a male Olafel, now a female Olafel. Let's see here. There we go. Oh dear. Okay, my chocobo saddle is gonna have to help me out here. Only time I would be getting these is if I'm doing the either some roulette stuff or something else, but I don't need most of these here. So I'll go over to my inn and I'll put them away. After I'm in my gear. Alright, everything's looking good. I almost have my hunting log for the maelstrom completed. Here is what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for. The determined set of your jaw, the dynamic presence, as if you're ever ready to leap into action. There's no mistake. You're an adventurer. Thought it was a pirate for a moment. And a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Louis Levier? Of course I am! I'm a member of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And a friend of one of his grandchildren. Of course you are. Of course you are. Forgive me my suddenness. I'm Nanaji Nonoji, a budding writer, and I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his moments leading up to the calamity, and to that end I've requested an interview with the immortal flames. He served the Eorzean Alliance as a tactician, you see, so there ought to be someone in the Order who had dealings with him. And while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you're doubtless used to dealing with people. Thus, I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. Some really good musicians here. And if you're amenable, afterwards, I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator. So please, won't you help me with my biography, that the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations? I'm in your debt. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in eastern Thanalan. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. As well give him a bit of an audience. There's a demon over there dancing. was wondering if they jumped at me because they knew me or something. There you are. To explain why we're here. Oh, but I haven't been asked your name. Oh, I haven't even asked your name. How am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know that much? Byrnjolf Nordin? The Byrnjolf Nordin, champion of Eorzea? Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. But getting back to business, the interview I've arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. I come from a small village near the Cartano Flats. It was burned down in the calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here, my parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread Primal emerged from Dalamud, he unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spare it little thought. But when you've lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel that anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louisoix. By learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation, I hope that I will attain closure. It's my motivation for writing the biography. Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what is known about our subject. It's difficult to define exactly when the Seventh Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. Hold on a moment. It was the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Louisoix founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. Through its members, the Archons of Charlayan, the Circle worked to unite the nations of Eorzea in common cause. The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the three city-states: the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom. None of these would exist now were it not for their efforts. And then, in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Louis himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. The man we're due to meet is the contact for the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Louis' assistance for a mission. The meeting place is Highbridge, to the northeast. It's more or less time now, so let's make our way there. Doesn't look like his hair has come back yet. The interviewee should be along any moment now. That's what I could. You're the ones who seek an interview. I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I'm Nanaji Nonoji, the writer who made the request, and Byrnjolf is kindly accompanying me for the interview. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humor me. Come now, no need for the thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louis in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holland Aubrey is always glad to oblige. Without further ado, then let us begin. My understanding is you had dealings with Louis. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our grand companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing. But it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Louis first appeared. It began with the word that an elderly Elizan man had come to Gridania, who held the key to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the other. If truth be told, at first, we didn't think much of Louis, only that he was the leader of scholars who studied peculiar prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louis had opened the way into Ifrit's domain, and by the hand of dauntless adventurers the Lord of the Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. It was reported that countless charred corpses laid strewn in the bowl of embers. Now the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legatus Nail van Darnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurer that the hour of reckoning was at hand, that Dalamud would soon fall and cleanse the land. That was when we realized that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. So thanks to Louis Soir, you came to be aware of the Meteor Project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. As you say, afterwards we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For a blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garlean defector, Sid Garland, whom you know well. He revealed the details of the project, that it utilized a transmission tower to pluck Dalamud from the heavens, all for the purpose of purging us savages from the realm. I could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there is someone better suited than I am. If you are interested, I would be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well now, we'd be keen to speak with this person indeed. Very well. I will send word to the Adder's Nest. If you could take yourself to Apkalu Falls, I will arrange for a meeting there. To go to such lengths to help us. I can't say how grateful I am. Did I mention it? As I said, I hold Louis Soir in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our 3 nations together, and nothing would please me more than for him to be remembered. Well, it's past time I return to Ul'dah. I pray that the coming interviews bears you fruit. The lieutenant certainly has great respect for Louis Soir. And thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon had sojourned. Hey, good thing they had him going the right way, because that is where Gridania is. Yay. I don't believe I'll ever grow weary of this spot. The sound of the falls, the dance of the fireflies, they put my mind at ease whenever I am visited by thoughts of despair. How are things of late? My order's attempts to locate the paragon who warped poor Tristan's mind have come to naught. 'Tis as if the Ascian simply vanished. I wonder, does he seek to evade our pursuit, or has he moved on to enact some other foul deed? Whichever the case, I suspect we have not seen the last of the villain. So this is Apkalu Falls. The conspicuous lack of the creatures aside, it's quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we're to meet should be along shortly. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louisoix, and who should one of them be but the champion of Eorzea? Well met. I am Lieutenant Cyro Volk, of the Order of the Twin Adder. Nananji, at your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us. Think nothing of it. I must say, though, that Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Louisoix spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity. Rigridonians being somewhat reserved by nature, as at first the citizens kept their distance. But in time people warmed to him. He patiently lent an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Louisoix spoke those words and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Charlean sage, and I recall myself being moved. Now, shortly after we had become aware of the Meteor Project, the hamlet of Corymil was attacked by the primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the primal, but we were not alone. Through Louisoix's mediation, we had the support of not only our sister grand companies, but capable adventurers the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they felled the fearsome being. Upon her defeat, however, the primal's dispersed ether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the Red Moon Dalamud. And when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the Elder Seedseer saw the need for decisive action and put forth a proposal, the formal reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, which had for so long lain dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm, at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and they were loath to do aught that would place them at a disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected by the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalaman's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the Meteor project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Eorzean alliance reformed, as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. At the same juncture, Louisoix was asked to join the alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity he provided sage counsel to our heads of state. So although he was at first treated with wariness, Louisoix earned our trust through his actions and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we all would have perished divided. We owe Louisoix a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. But for that tale, I would recommend you seek out another, a decorated soldier who actually took part in the operation. Although a hardened warrior, she is quite friendly and should be glad to regale you with her experiences. Shall I send her word on your behalf? We'd be duly grateful. Very well. If you could take yourselves to Maelstrom Command in Limsa, I shall see to it that she knows to expect you. With that, I shall take my leave. I pray that the biography is a success. Everyone has been more helpful than I had dared to hope. It seems Louisoix had quite an influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insights into his character, and I am eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let's head to Limsa. Now, I'm not going to journey all the way to Horizon just to save some cash. I'll just take the teleporter there. Whoop. Whoop. And there it is, Maelstrom Command. Shall we then? Ah, Lieutenant Nordin, ever a sight for sore eyes, and you must be in Nananji. Rashat Riki, at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. Indeed, I'm penning a biography of the Archon Louisoix, you see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I would be glad to assist, even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Falk. Now then, to continue where we left off, it was shortly after the Eorzean alliance was formed. Our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum, before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter that our three nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louis proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Garleans' attention with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operation as if it were yesterday. Though we met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. And when the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day we learned that by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It is no exaggeration to say that victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings. For though we destroyed the transmitter, Nail von Darnus appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So long as von Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so, branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length, they located him in Korthus, and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light. And though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain. At battle's conclusion, Nail von Darnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Louis and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Cortino Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cortino. But it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. So it was that the Battle of Cortino was joined, and I dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the elder primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. Aye, and though all bore witness to Louis initiated the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards, neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. The haze that afflicted memories of the calamity. The people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louis during that battle? Someone who may have spoken with him? If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual, while I was a good distance away from the front lines. My apologies. No, please don't apologize. You've shared a wealth of information, and I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. hang on. There's something I want to see. Ooh, that looks cool. Dang, that looks cool. Oh, that's something I want. Oh man. And something else I want. Dang, I don't really have the money for it. I can get the top and maybe one of these two things, but I can't get the boots. And there's no bottoms either, which is surprising. I mean, there are these ones. I'd definitely like to have this one. These are pretty cool looking. Well, that's something to do on my own time, I guess. See, well, look at that. Where'd she go? All the way up there. Now I have grasped of event. Oh, now I have a grasp of events leading up to the calamity, and yet. Oh, forgive me. I was deep in thought. In no small part, due to your help, I have managed to learn a great deal. But there is still more that I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know. And I'll be right. I did not finish that sentence before I hit mute. So I'll be right back. I'm going to head to the bathroom. Oh, it's for a portrait. Huh. Okay. You'll continue accompanying me, then? Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Drowning Wench to discuss our next move. Oh, you're teleporting me there. Our research proceeds apace so far. We've even learned things not found in literature. But tell me, based on what you've heard from our interviewees, what is your opinion of Louis Soir? He's an exceptional leader. Somebody's staring at us. I agree. He possessed a great leadership. If not, he couldn't have established the framework to realize his plans, no matter how brilliant they may have been. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louis Soir for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary for our survival. Yet in knowing this, I can't help but wonder. In his capacity as a tactician, it seems to me he had done more than enough by devising a plan and facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual. Perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to desire to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louis Soir to go to Courtenay, and what went through his mind as the battle unfolded? In order to do his biography justice, I feel I need to know these things. If Louis Soir had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments, words that could provide some insight. But where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist? Sorry, friends, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Just so happens I know a bloke as served among Louis Soir's guard at Courtenay. Truly? You know someone who was with him? Aye, and far as I'm aware, he wasn't keeping the fact a secret. Just for good measure, though. Why do you want to speak with him? Louis Soir's biography, eh? In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate. Orngunkums is his name in... Orngunkums is his name, and he was a lieutenant of the Maelstrom. After the calamity, it turned to adventure and so as to be a greater help to the common folk. The Maelstrom officer turned adventurer? We'd be most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Nordin dropped in the other day, he said that he had business at the Morby dry docks. If you're lucky, might be as he's still there. Understood. We're in your debt. We can't let this chance pass us by, Byrnjolf. Let's take ourselves to the dry docks at once. Right. Where could Orn be? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but Well, nothing for it but to make inquiries. Let's split up for the task and meet again here. I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. I'm still learning our customers' names. I couldn't say if it's the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He bought a Nemea lily that we're currently trialing. Oh. I didn't know there was an interior in here. Come summer, I'll be running these docks. Who are you? Greetings and welcome to the main office of Nordin and Vimeli's. If you're an artisan working here at the docks, I can assist you with a variety of matters, including employment contracts, labor assignments, wage payments, even lunch deliveries. You name it, I am at your service. You chose the right man for the job. See that it gets done then. My days are consumed with the construction of the new ship Victory. My colleagues and I must constantly remind each other to push forward with our work, lest we grow obsessed with attaining perfection in every blow of the chisel. Have you spoken with Mimidoa out front? He holds a position at Nordin and Vimeli's as an advisor now. Most know him, however, for his incredible skills as a blacksmith, yet despite his achievements, he is always willing to lend a kindly ear to those around him. Another door. Oh, there's my friend over here. I thought I had gotten better at making inquiries, but it's not so easy if they aren't already inclined to speak. How do you do it, day in and day out?
Orn, as it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said that he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though.
Looking for an Orn Guincum? Guincum, you say? Don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though over by the mark of the spinner. He had a flower in his hand, so he caught my eye. There you are, Byrnjolf. Were you able to learn anything? So a man who could be Orn bought a Nemea lily, then went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go. he was only just seen, he should still be nearby. Begging your pardon, sir, but are you Lieutenant Orn Guncum? I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but that's me. What can I do for you? I realize this is sudden, but so you're writing Louis Waugh's biography and want to hear my account as someone who was near on hand at Courtenay. There must be a reason that you're here too. The warrior of light who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Now then, where to begin? As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Dalamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand, but when the Imperials deployed their Magitech armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting Louis Waugh, like me, could only watch the carnage from afar. And though our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventurer contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was what followed, as Dalamud hurtled towards us. It began shedding fragments of itself, before finally bursting open to unleash the primal Bahamut. As all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wing and spewed fire all over the land. Men in Magitech armor alike were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. "You've done enough," Louis Waugh told us. "Now fly! Fly and save yourselves." But like my fellow guards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle beside my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louis Waugh to the last. But upon seeing us standing there, not making to move, Louis Waugh smiled and spoke thus: "If you would give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be among those who bear the light of others to follow." Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louis Waugh bid. No matter what, I would survive. And so, together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louis Waugh. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Louisoix's final moment. Amidst that light, he looked to be smiling. What he was thinking in that moment, I couldn't say. But one thing is certain. We all of us are alive thanks to him. Following the calamity, it was reported that Louisoix had defeated Bahamut and set about the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe that is truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my belief, Byrnjolf. The belief that Louisoix was not an all-powerful savior one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for this realm to the last, he and countless other brave souls, and saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity, he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I can do in return is tell his story, spread his message that where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? The prayer that the light of hope which Louisoix preserved shall ever burn bright. The calamity left deep scars across the realm. There was no place that did not want to help, did not want for help to rebuild. After being saved by our twin adder allies, I decided to become an adventurer, the better to honor Louisoix's legacy and lend aid to those in need. During my travels, I often hear your tales, and I'm glad I could share my own with you. Allow me to thank you again for recounting your experiences to us. Nay, 'tis I who owes you thanks for giving me the chance to share Louisoix's words. All these years I had avoided speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect, but it would not do to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography, it is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. Nemea lilies, the symbol of safe passage. As Louisoix stood there in Courtenay, I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for and more. Come, let's return to Ul'dah. I'll have your reward for you at Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. There you are. I ended up troubling you longer than I had intended, but it was a truly fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. While I still have many questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel as though I've attained a measure of closure. Louis fought simply as one of us, and he made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. This I've come to realize and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louis smiled in his final moment. As he was enveloped in light, what do you imagine he held in his mind? The image of mankind thriving in the future. I see. I appreciate your thoughts. As I pen the biography, I'll be certain to remember your words. Well, sad though it is, it's time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft, and I won't rest until the biography goes to print. Thank you for all your help, my friend. I couldn't have come this far without you. And there we have it. We have done a lot. And there's still much to do. Yeah, I'll go to Mordona. Because what I'll be doing next is... Or use these quests. Well, probably. Hang on. What is going on here? Why do I have like a whole bunch more stuff? What's going on here? Oh god. Let me guess. Is this the Wanderer's Palace? Not easy being green? Good day to you, my wayfaring friends. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the man who slew the Tonberry King, would you? I knew it. By the onion. I've a fine gent for you. Looking for you, that is. He has an appetizing proposal on the table, and I think you should pay him a visit. He is one of the treasure hunters at Camp Bronzelake. Oh, and he will, of course, be there with his partner. The two are inseparable, but I'll let them tell you more themselves. Well, off to La Nausea with you. Oh, God. Okay, well, I'm just going to end the episode here. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time.